Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean, this is In The Mixer as we continue with episode 33, every Irish person's favourite episode. We're well and truly into season 6 now. We're going to jump straight into the game, go through our results that we've played off screen, and then have a look at the two massive fixtures that we've got scheduled for today. Alright, so as you guys can see, we're currently sitting 5th in the division, which isn't the worst start in the world. We've had 4 wins and 2 draws in that time, no defeats as yet, but it is early and there are quite a few sides that haven't lost as yet. Currently Torquay, top of the division, 5 wins, 1 draw, and Chester, who got promoted with us, who won the playoffs in the Vanarama National North last season, also 5 wins and 1 draw in that time. Cambridge had previously been unbeaten as well. They did lose the last time out. We're going to play them today, and then their first game that we've got just ahead of us in goal difference, Wrexham. So 2 massive fixtures, 4th and 3rd respectively. If we get 3 points in either of these games, it's going to be massive for us to build that sort of like bridge and that gap between other teams in the playoff positions, and also keep pace with anybody that happens to be running away with the league. But it is still super early. We're not panicking just yet. 6 games into the season is far too early for us to be worrying about how many points we've got, where we're at, and all that sort of thing. The team has been doing okay. Of course, we beat Maidenhead 3-2. We did capitulate a little bit at the end, but we finished with 10 men because I made 3 subs. Not going to make that mistake again. We drew 0-0 with Bromley. We had more chances. We had the better stats. We just couldn't find the finishes. And you can kind of see here, Major, Gaxa, Norton, like the guys up top really didn't have the best of games. Even Austin Samuels getting a 6.4 and picking up a knock. We just didn't finish the chances that we had. Dagon Red, who we've played quite a few times in cup competitions and everything, we beat them 2-1. Abdi Sharif got sent off in the 93rd minute, and then we beat through a Kai Knight header from a corner in the 26th minute, beat Maidstone 1-0 at home. And when I say home, I of course mean Highbury Stadium for this season. If you haven't watched yesterday's episode, go and check it out. I'll explain the stadium redevelopment and all of that. We then again had Abdi Sharif get sent off for 2 yellow cards in the 34th minute. So we played over an hour, what you have add in extra time against Solihull Moors. We went 2-1 down, and then Austin Samuels went on a phenomenal run and finished from pretty much a dead angle to get us a 2-2 draw. And then we kind of held on at the end. He very much bailed us out in that one. And then FC Halifax last time out, we beat them 2-0, a convincing performance. Samuels amongst the goals again, and Leo Gaxak getting on the score sheet. Always good to see both forwards in form and scoring well. That does take us into the game against Wrexham. They have played pretty well this season. Magic of editing, where to jump forward and look at the 2 lineups now. Alright, so we are of course going with Dennis in goal. Carson and Bellahoon will play as the first 2 centre-backs there. Knight is just going to have a spell. He's struggling for fitness at the moment. A lot of games coming thick and fast, so we are trying to rotate where we need to. Melbourne and Connolly will be the fullbacks. Major and Wang as the 2 wingers. Longello makes his return to the bench after picking up that 5-week injury in the last episode. Haygarth and Roland will anchor the midfield here. Samuel's leading the line up top and Gaxa playing at the 10. They're playing a 4-3-3. A couple of decent players here. Swanson at left fullback is an ex-Arsenal junior. Looks to be very good. Like a super handy looking player. We'll keep an eye on him as the season progresses. There's also got Jake Kane, 23-year-old ex-Liverpool junior. Looks to be very tidy. Has played with Middlesbrough in, I think, League 1 or Championship level. Looks to be a very good player. 20 natural fitness as well. Stands out immediately in that one. And then out on the left wing, Keandra Simmons, a player that we actually tried to pick up. I think we offered him £600 a week. They offered him $2,600. We just can't compete with that. So they're obviously spending a ton of money. They've obviously got a lot of cash. He looks to be a fantastic player and can also play up front a little bit, which is where we were looking to use him. And then leading the line, up top, Dan Cashman, also 23-year-old, ex-Brighton junior, looks to be a very solid option. So they've definitely got some players. We're definitely going to have to put in a good defensive performance to keep them out before I get rid of that hiccup. So I'm assertively going to say, media have been praising you lately. Show the pundits their right to back you up, and hopefully we can carry that on to a good performance and a couple of points. First highlight of the game here, Gaxa with a switch out towards Major on the left wing, steps inside and tries to get the strike away. It was never really looking like it was on, but that is his favoured right foot. You'd expect to see him cut in and maybe put a good ball across, or maybe an inverted pass or a slide rule pass for Austin Samuels, but instead goes for the strike. We're through 30 minutes very quickly, so we're going to use our demand more shout, give everyone some focus through to half time. Corner here for Wrexham. First highlight we've seen from them. Robson back post, gets his header to it, eclipses the bar on the way over. And at half time, they have had 10 shots, 4 on target, 57% of the ball. We've had 7-2 and 43. Just the one highlight apiece. We're going to assertively tell everyone I'm pleased with how things are going, but I think we're going to go after it a little bit and go to our attacking structure. And the real change that is seeing our wing-backs move to attacking roles and our wingers pushing a little bit further up the pitch. Throw in here for Wrexham. Carson with a good clearance towards Samuels, who's 1v1 on the left wing. Tries to play one in behind for Gaxia. Hughes recovers. Gaxia does very well. Or Gaxa, I should say. He's got the ball now at the top of the box. He loses out though to Charles. And here's the danger on the counter. He's got a lot of space in front of him. Defensive lines are all over the place. And thankfully, instead of trying the cut back, he squares the ball and Dennis holds well. All right, we're through an hour as well. So let's have a look at our subs. Who's playing particularly well? Haygarth is struggling a little bit. We haven't got a central midfielder on the bench. We'll bring on Christian Norton up top for Samuels, who struggled, which is a rare one for him. Might push him to be a pressing forward. See if that two deep lying forwards does anything interesting. And then we might bring on Kai Knight for Matt Carson. And then I think maybe we bring on Longello for Major as well as he continues his work back from injury. Passionately, I think there's a lot more to come from you boys. I probably should learn my lesson about not going down to, not using all 3 subs at once, but I just want to try and go after something a little bit while it's still 0-0. Into the last 10 now. We're going to use our demand more shout. Both sides cancelling each other out, but if either one gets a point here or gets a winner, they're going to go top of the division. Kane with the ball in there. Cashman plays it back to Hughes. McEachran. Robson. McEachran back to Cashman again. He's gotten the strike away, but he's offside. It was very quick that the linesman put the flag up. It was tight, I'll be honest, but hopefully the right decision. Into additional time now, 3 minutes to be added on. I think this one's going to finish as a draw, and it is. So in the end, they had 16 shots, 7 on target, 56% of the ball. We had 10-2 and 44. Both teams cancelling each other out. I'm just going to say, everyone thought we'd get beaten today. Well done on proving them wrong. I just want to keep morale up as much as humanly possible in the early parts of the season, particularly across the first 10 games or so, and then after that, you can kind of fire a few rockets if you need to. So it does see us go 4-3 as the same with Wrexham. We're only 1 point off top spot. We are still one of 3 undefeated teams in the division. Solihull Moors being the other one with Wrexham, who have won 2 and drawn 5, one of which was the 2-2 draw with us. FC Isle of Man hold Wrexham to draw. Okay, whatever you guys say. And then Norton vows to end his gold drought. He's played 6 hours of competitive football without finding the back of the net, albeit largely appearances off the bench. Our next game is only in 3 days. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilise the rest days here. And what I might do is bring Kai Knight back in for Matt Carson. And we might switch it up and see if we can get Longello fit. He's only recommended for 45 minutes in that last game. We might switch him up with Major, see if we can get Major some time in the game as well. And I should put a midfielder on the bench. Magic of editing. We're going to jump forward to the 2 lineups in the Cambridge game now. Right, and just like that, we're a few days ahead. They're playing like this fancy figure 8 formation. I flirted with something similar when we were managing at Atletico Madrid. And there was another version of a figure 8 I wanted to do in this save, which was like 2 wingers further forward and 2 wing backs. It was like a 2, kind of 2, kind of 2, kind of 2, kind of 2. So interesting. They've got Nibs up front, who looks to be very handy. Harvey Nibs, ex-Aston Villa junior. Looks to be quite solid technically across the board. They've got another Aston Villa player in Jordan Cox on the right wing, 25-year-old right winger. Looks solid, if not spectacular. And then who else have they got? They've got Kyle Noyle at right fullback, ex-West Ham junior, 27-year-old. Looks like he's played at this division and for Swindon for quite a few years. Scully in midfield. Tom Scully looks to be very solid technical midfielder, anchoring midfield at the base there, ex-Norwich junior himself. They've got Taft Davies and Hughes Baxter, this regen here, who looks pretty basic. So maybe we've got a little bit of an inroads against their defensive line. And then Daniel Langley in goal, ex-Newcastle junior goalkeeper, has played for a couple of seasons now at Cambridge, obviously getting relegated last season, I think it was, if not the season before. The only change for us is that Knight comes back in and we're going to give Longello a start at left wing. We did already talk about that. It does see Major drop to the bench. Longello's probably going to get through an hour. So no matter how he's playing, we're probably going to take him off once we do our subs around the 60th minute. But we are going to tell everybody assertively, media have given you credit lately. Everyone seems motivated. So we might as well continue using it until it runs out of steam. No highlights to speak of in the opening 30 minutes, so we're going to use demand more. They've immediately got a goal kick. Langley with the ball forward. Haygarth brings it down well and sends it for Samuels on the left wing. Cuts one back. It's clipped to the top of the box. Haygarth with the strike. It was a lot on it. Fair bit of venom. The keeper was scrambling, but just past the far post. It wasn't a bad little build-up portion of play there, but you'd rather see Samuels in the middle getting on the end of the cross than hanging it up there. Longello's picked up a yellow card now. Similar highlight starting to the last one. Bellahoon with a great header. Haygarth looks for a ball out wide right to David Wang. Gets the ball back across. Hughes Baxter with the header away. Roland will tidy up at the base of midfield. Wang's got an overlapping runner in Connolly now. Looks for him. Cut back to Wang. Back to Connolly again. Squares up to Roland. Now Connolly, deep ball across Longello's there, gets the header, first goal of the season for him, and his first goal since returning from injury. He looks absolutely delighted, it says in the commentary, and I think he's kind of repaid our decision to start him in this match. Great ball from Connolly, and great little square passing triangles here, just waiting for men to commit, getting Connolly the space, and then it's a good ball. Longello rises above the fullback on the far post and headers that one home. That's kind of one of the struggles I saw with those three-man defences and wing-backs, is that quite a few wide players score against you. Assertively, media have given you a lot of credit lately. Let's just keep going with that. It's rolling the dice and it's working so far, so we might as well take it. Does see us go to 18 points, but you can see it's super tight here. Torquay on 19, Dag and Red on 19, Chester on 19, Wrexham on 18, and Isle of Man on 18 points. Hannett with a throw in here for Cambridge. Pulls it back for Moles. Good play there to block the tackle. It falls to Taft, who looks for a good crossfield switch out towards Noyle at right fullback. Gets the ball back in, Knight with a clearance. Samuels has got time to turn in space, and he can run at the defence here. He's got to run it in Gaxa alongside. Instead, he skips past the challenge and then strikes from about 45 yards. Didn't really ever look like it was troubling the goal, that one. First one we've got to do is Longello's got to come off. I don't want him getting injured. He's already down to 55% conditioning. Haygarth, they're saying, has struggled a little bit. So we might bring on Hodgson for his first appearance of the season, and then we're going to bring on Christian Norton as well. Pressing forward on defend, and we're just going to say assertively, I have faith in each of you. Two of them responded positively, so let's also use our Get Creative shout. And really, we don't have anything to complain about, but there's always a danger with some of the quality Cambridge have that they could find an equaliser. So really, I just want to see this one out, to be completely honest. They brought on Finley Armstrong, who of course used to play for us a couple of seasons ago. They're playing him as an attacking midfielder on the left. We used him as a left fullback back in the day when we had him. Only made 5 first team appearances before we moved him on, but good to see he's doing well. We're going to use our demand more shout last 10 minutes. Just give everyone a bit of focus through to full time. There's 3 minutes to be added on here, and we are through it very, very quickly, and the referee calls full time. So not the most exciting episode in the season. Definitely not the most exciting episode of the series, because it's going to be super, super quick. I'm looking at the time, and I don't even know if this one will hit 15 minutes, to be honest. We've had 14 shots, 6 on target, 59% possession. They've had 11, 3, and 41%, but most importantly, we get the 3 points to keep up with the teams at the top of the division. And I'm going to say, well done, lads. That was a good win for us, and everybody responds positively. And morale, that compass, still pointing towards the north, which is what we want to see. Northeast a little bit now, but we'll get it to the north before the day is out. So it sees us stay 5th in the division. We do stay above Cambridge. We're still behind Wrexham on goal difference. Our +6 goal difference is well and truly behind the likes of Wrexham, Chester, Dag and Red, and Torquay. But we are still undefeated. 5 wins, 3 draws from our opening 8 games. And James Rowland is the man that gets the Man of the Match award. It doesn't come up anymore that I can praise him, but I'm sure he is doing just fine. What does that do for our remaining schedule? I reckon we come back and potentially, I want to get this hashtag United game in, but I don't think I want to do the away trip. They're playing at Victoria Road, which is also the home of Dag and Red. So I'm guessing they're getting some sort of refurbishment done to their ground as well. So maybe we'll hold off on that hashtag reunion until later in the season, because we do play them around about Christmas, and it might be good to do that one as a bit of a Christmas episode along with our FA Trophy tie. That's looking way too far ahead. What we might do, Barnet struggling, Sutton struggling, Aldershot, Harrogate. We might come back and do the game against Aldershot and Harrogate to push us towards the games at the end of each month. And then that kind of sets us up well to do games in November and then close out the week with a Christmas episode and the hashtag United reunion. As always, guys, thank you so much for the continued support that we're receiving on this series so far. I very much appreciate it. Drop a like on this video if you want to continue celebrating the series and please that YouTube algorithm is what I think everyone says, to get more visibility on it, to get the community growing bigger, to get more people in the comment section, more views, all that sort of stuff. But the thing that matters the most to me is you guys watching, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.